This is me.
Just a couple of silly friends talking about serious stuff.
Hello and welcome. We've got a special guest here today, and I'm in love.
Oh, she's purring. Okay. Thank you. I love you too.
Oh, this is not what I was expecting. Two friends react to Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. And we like to talk about the show. And hi, I'm Limber.
And I'm Enough.
Hello.
Hello.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to see you again.
You too. Sorry, I have a distraction here.
No apologies necessary. I love cats. All right, we got business. We got business. For one, we got a couple of comments.
We do have a couple of comments.
And yes, I know this isn't, we're not really in the practice of, but we want to be, of like engaging with the comments. So thank you very much for commenting.
We have one from Max who said, "Not me having a panic attack the first time I hear 'Where's the bathroom?' because Rebecca's mom is exactly like mine." My heart goes out to you.
That sounds stressful. Hopefully, everyone was able to get their needs met. That just means that the writing is so good. You know, it feels so resonant. It feels so sincere.
I also have a bit of a difficult mom, not like Rebecca's, but definitely a lot.
We're glad you're here. Yeah, just being part of a community of people dealing with stuff.
Ooh. These kinds of parents are why I've gone to therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's not for a kitten to eat. That is for a kitten to get electrocuted. Electrocute. Now you're eating my buttons? Why? Yeah. Parents that put that much on their kids, I mean, there's gonna be some kind of effect. That's a lot. I'm sorry you had to deal with that.
At the same time, I am ultimately grateful that she probably found a bathroom.
I mean, yeah. Needing the bathroom is no joke.
Yeah.
There's a reason that those trans bathroom bills are such a big deal.
Yeah.
We all should be able to just go to the bathroom.
To exist in public.
Yeah. And Sabrina made a really good point here in episode 4 about how we're still really early on in the series and that all of these characters are going to have arcs and maybe not to jump to conclusions too quickly because this is going to go quite a ways.
Okay. All right. I hear you.
I think that's a good point. And
yeah.
I also think that
tip of the iceberg right now.
Yeah. I also think that when we're talking about it, looking at the design of the show overall, looking at how to engage audiences and tell stories that keep them engaged from the beginning all the way through that story.
Yeah, it reminds me of my roommate who refuses to watch Lord of the Rings because he doesn't care if it's the best story if it takes 12 hours to get there. It's like, no, it starts really getting good on the third movie. It's like, no, I've already invested that much time. And if I don't want to wait that fucking long watching a movie before it starts to get good. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
That's his. Sorry, that's a he gets really heated, and so I'm trying to do an impression. Sorry.
You know, I had people tell me the same thing about the Wheel of Time series. They were like, oh, no, it starts getting good after book 4. I'm like, I'm sorry, you want me to read 4 books, 4 full books before there's something good?
Mm-hmm.
That is quite a commitment you're asking me to make. Is that also taking into account the harm reduction factor of the people who don't make it further, because they're not going to see the full arcs, and wanting to make sure that we're not leaving them in a worse spot than we found them. So also keeping that in mind as we evaluate these episodes.
What happened last week? What was that?
We went to the beach.
We went to the beach. And the big ass bus happened. And
Rebecca told her secret finally.
oh,
Except that now she really is admitting she's in love with Josh.
that's inconvenient for a lot of reasons.
Like, he just moved in with somebody?
Somebody that doesn't like her. So like she couldn't even like be in his life peripherally.
Yeah, and he asked her to keep it a secret.
Gross. Ron, gross. Disclaimers. Neither one of us are mental health professionals. Should you feel so inclined, seek one out.
Very useful.
Very useful. And if it doesn't work, try again. I mean, they're like relationships.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's
definitely found counselors I did not click with very well.
Same.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later in more depth.
But it's not your fault if you don't click with somebody.
Nope.
Puzzle pieces. Whose fault? Whose fault is it that they don't fit? Neither. I don't know. So, yeah.
I had a therapist that was really judgy. Like, you might expect from a gym coach.
Oh, no.
And I bet there are people that respond well to that. And that just wasn't what I needed in my session. So I found somebody who was a little bit more empathetic. Or something.
I'm glad. I feel very, 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 very lucky.
Fuzz.
I have been blessed thrice with great therapists. I've seen about 12. But I have really, really, really benefited from having an objective opinion on really tough stuff to talk about. And it really, 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 really helped. And I feel like for every one person who gets therapy, there's like a ripple effect out into their community with everyone that they interact with, because they're having that therapy effect, healing every interaction that they encounter.
Therapizing it forward.
Yes. So do it for your community and the people you love. If you feel like it. If you want to. If it's right. That's
when
not
you're ready.
That's not us. We watch TV.
Which we don't own the content for. It is on Netflix. Go watch it.
That's great.
Let's start this. For episode 10.
Episode 10. I'm back at camp with Josh.
That's right.
You break into his apartment one night when you know Valencia's off on one of her yoga retreats. He comes home, you're in bed, naked. I did that at least 10 times in the 90s, and it worked every time.
He had
s'more. Wait, swear, with swoo. I like that, that's cute.
I wonder if he taught them how to dance.
You're just so cute for buying candy for the kids. Even though giving kids sweets is like giving them cigarettes. so nice for doing that camp program every year.
I don't like insincerity.
Extra hours at work that could get you promoted to manager. And one day when we have kids and they say, why don't we have shoes? You can say, so that other kids can have candy.
She's so passive aggressive.
It's so gross. You don't like me.
It's exhausting for just like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
We don't need any more counselors. We're covered there.
Okay, forget the bug juice. Here's what I can offer. A female empowerment program.
Donors don't come to the camp, Miss Bunch, no matter how much money they give.
There you go.
Welcome aboard. You are the new director of female empowerment.
Yes.
I'm wondering about digging a little deeper into like, and you got yourself some female empowerment now.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is play the game.
I can pull it off.
No, I don't want you to do that.
Why not? I like you.
See, sincerity.
I'm serious. We've been hooking up for a few weeks and I'm into it. I'm not seeing other guys anymore.
She's just so forthright. I love it.
Mhm.
So obviously, I told her we needed some space because not seeing other people is like an inch away from hiring a wedding band.
You're like making up problems as an excuse to break up with her.
I think your behavior reflects a deep-seated fear that if you love somebody, she'll leave you.
Yeah, I really just want to talk about the juxtaposition of the two scenes with Valencia being like very uncomfortable but unwilling to speak about it directly, and instead she wants him to just know. She doesn't want to have to say. She wants him to just know her so well that she doesn't have to do any other work of communicating.
And she wants him to do what she wants and not what he wants.
It's a really painful experience to be on the other side of it.
Yeah, it is.
And just, if you do it, don't do it. Just like I cannot speak for sincerity enough.
There's clear, explicit communication. It is not appropriate to expect people to be able to read your mind. That is not an okay expectation.
Yeah.
Unless the person is actually claiming to be clairvoyant. In which case, I think that is a reasonable expectation.
Immediately after that scene with Valencia and Josh was the scene with Heather and Greg. She's looking at him, deadpan, straight in the face. I really like you. He doesn't know how to handle it. But she's giving him everything he needs to make sure that she is communicating clearly.
Yeah.
And it's up to him to accept it. I hope he does.
Yeah, he looks scared.
Oh, yeah.
We're just not compatible. If the perfect girl walked in here right now and said, Greg, I like you, I would be into it.
What's not perfect about Heather?
Why don't you guys come over and we can all watch together?
What? Be awesome.
I used to be the social director at my frat back in college.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
They used to call me king of the spread.
Oh, nice. Because you had your way with the ladies?
No, it's because I make pate. It's the fight that's boxing, right?
Aw, Daryl has friends. Daryl definitely has friends. Daryl has friends. Daryl definitely has friends.
Aw. He's trying so hard.
Try it. And I don't know, maybe it's because of the person that I am, but I also first thought Jesus. like some kind of like charcuterie situation. Like, oh.
Yeah. And this is also not the first time that I have heard of somebody entering a frat to become better at socializing. So I could definitely see maybe Daryl doing that. Being like, this is a place I can make friends.
You know, communities, wherever you find it, hopefully it's a good one.
Yeah. Friends, family friends. Time to meet my friends.
Handy wipes, trail mix, flashlight, bug spray, some extra toilet paper.
This is adorable.
I want to get him alone and read him this letter. And I think if I do, all of his feelings from when we were together can.
It's a lot of expectations.
It sure is.
Felix Chen, I remember the moment it began.
Yeah, no. No. Don't do this. Go. Get him, kiddo.
Hey, Josh!
Hey, it's so cool that you're here.
Yeah.
I heard you're.
You know, like, she is an embodiment of female empowerment. So why? So that's got to be a reason that it was so hard to admit that all of this was for a guy.
There's a musician named Rachel Lark who does an awesome song called, the title is "It's Hard to Be a Feminist and Still Want." Yeah, and it struggles with that sort of double identity issue. Explicit content warning. Very explicit.
All of Rachel Lark.
All of Rachel Lark, almost.
All of it. It's great.
Love her.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I'm excited for this now.
Having a few people over.
Oh my god, this is me.
Having a few people over.
I love it.
It's hard not to play that every time I have people over.
Mm-hmm. Fucking love festivals.
I like some. I like
Oh
one
yeah,
so far.
I had a real bad time at the last one, but I still love them.
They go bad real fast.
They're willing to endure for a good time.
I did not think I was gonna like festivals, but I did find a way to make it work for me. My last one went very well.
Come on, wait. We're just getting started here, right? Plus, I need like 20 more minutes on the onions. Hey, come on, I know honeys.
Samantha. What? And I play to win.
Oh, love her.
I hope we kill it together.
No, you're going
Oh
the
no,
wrong
work
way.
together!
No, this way.
How to get girls to your party right now?
Sophisticated party casting. Oh, number of girls. Oh, gosh, I don't know. 25?
Oh, Daryl needs a Paula.
So I called him, then I texted him, then I Snapchatted him. Never heard back from him.
Oh, that's too much.
Forget this guy. I promise you, in 10 years, you won't even remember it.
Hashtag BeastModcast.
Yeah, if she's supposed to be this person about empowerment.
Yeah, but men spend too much time thinking about women. We should spend more time in drum circles and wielding swords.
Are you ever just satisfied with whatever's in front of you?
Whoa, Ashley Pratt, dude, you were in love with her since like kindergarten.
I'm curious to learn more about like this whole party casting situation. Like, she was working as an actress in LA. She's currently local. What's going on? Are they all actresses?
They're not too
She might
far.
have sincere feelings for him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not too far from LA. Maybe she's just there for the casting.
It's only 2 hours. But like 4 by traffic. It's 4 with traffic.
Yeah. Assume that Daryl is somehow paying for transportation costs as well. How is he affording all of those women? There are so many women there.
So many. 25.
There were 25?
25. He hit the 25 button.
Oh my god, I missed that.
I
That's
know.
a lot for just 5 of them? 4 of them?
Daryl has friends. Daryl definitely has friends. Friends who are girls. Also, Daryl doesn't have a single female friend available right now. Because I guess I would count Rebecca as a friend.
Or Paula.
Or Paula. Where's Paula? Paula's not coming to this.
No.
No. She doesn't have better things to do. She's not coming.
Meet you up there at sunset.
Okay, now it's a challenge. I'll see you up there, Chan.
Okay. Well played. That worked out how she wanted.
He giggled when she said blowy point.
I thought he was giggling at her naivete.
He's still meeting her there.
No, my locker was next to yours. Greg Serrano, debate champion, math team, student body treasurer.
Nope, nothing.
Oh, he was a nerd.
Mosquitoes. You didn't use the bug spray I packed for you? It's not a sexy smell.
Ugh.
I can't breathe. My tongue's
Where I live, mosquitoes can kill you from more than just anaphylactic shock.
You know, maybe we should wait for the sun to go down a little bit. Any glow on our faces?
Face is kind of messed up, dude.
And I randomly came across this old letter.
Oh no. Oh, Deus Ex Machina. Something happened. Don't let this happen.
We're like Tristan and Isolde, ancient lovers running desperately in the forest.
So, do you think it's funny?
Yeah, totally, right? 16-year-olds are absurd.
Oh.
And you were so dramatic and like weird.
Can we take the selfie? I think the sun's perfect.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
Hashtag super funny letter.
Oh. The saddest selfie.
Yeah, to like be in that moment of really pouring your heart out, and it just like you're just missing the mark.
Yeah, he didn't understand what was happening. He thought they were looking back at something old with, adult eyes that there wasn't some emotional connection to. But for her, it was ongoing. He didn't see that.
If he felt the same for her, it would have been meaningful. Like, ooh, she's saying all these wonderful things about me even back then.
Maybe. I think sometimes people can be oblivious too. Sometimes I just don't think of something in a certain way.
Or just they don't know how to handle sincerity. They're not used to it. I mean, she hasn't been.
Mm-mm. Yeah, it probably does seem silly and dramatic to him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sincerity often does. People who aren't used to it. Couching everything in comedy. I used to be that person.
Same.
It gets easier with practice.
Still hard.
But so is keeping everyone at a distance with comedy.
Yeah.
It's just hard in a different way.
And what a heavy burden we bear as the women in contemporary society. We are like oxen, strapped to the yoke of the patriarchy. Why are you so mean to me? I've had the worst day, and I feel so sad and small right now. Why doesn't he love me? Whoa.
That bitch is thirsty.
It's heartbreaking.
At least send an emoji. Like the chipmunk eating the block of cheese. I get that. I'm coming over. No questions asked.
Damn, you're hot. Wanna make out?
If it's just for myself, shouldn't I be comfortable?
No. Put yourself first in a sexy way. Pure fake eyelids just for yourself. It's like, damn, you're hot. Let's buy a house in Portland. Put yourself first for him.
If I put myself first for him, then by definition, aren't I putting myself second?
Don't think about it too hard, too hard. Get a tattoo of the infinity sign on your lower back. Just for yourself.
But I can't see my lower back.
Well, I mean, I have a tattoo on my back that is my favorite tattoo and I really, really love. So, can get something on your body that you can't see that is actually still for you. Mine says, you can't see with your eyes if your imagination is out of focus. It's a quote by Mark Twain. And it's in Vine writing, which is just a made-up characters by, I think, a college professor. And it looks like a vine going downward.
Oh, that's really cool. And it's perfect that you can't see it.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. Oh, it works. Oh, God. I have a tattoo and it means nothing. But I love it that way. Yeah, it is in a spot that I can see. Which freaked me out in the first couple of days. But I acknowledge that this is probably just the jitters of any permanent decision. I made peace with it. Great. I love it. I love it. I love it every day.
Aw. The one that I thought about the longest and was the surest about. Like, definitely the one I'm gonna want forever. Is the only one I really don't want anymore. The only one I regret. While my favorite one, the one down my spine, was spontaneous same-day decision. So when people ask for advice on tattoos, I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
Live in the moment.
Yeah. Also,
just whatever you do is a snapshot of whatever you are. It's just a snapshot of where you were at that moment in time. It doesn't have to represent you forever.
I can say it's probably not a great idea to get 3 tattoos for $40 in some random guy's apartment. They don't come out well.
Put yourself first in a sexy way. Put yourself first for him.
Thank you, show. There are so many things that I have with which I have silently struggled, never having articulated. And I mean, granted, it's taken me a lot of time to shed the uncomfortable parts of, I don't even know what to call this, but I get it. Superficially changing your appearance to claim that it is in the pursuit of loving yourself.
Yeah. changing your appearance in a way that does not reflect who you are, but instead somebody else's version of ideal and attractive is not empowerment. It's not self-empowerment.
Yeah.
Self-empowerment is dressing the way that makes you feel good about yourself. And I think that where that gets confusing for people is sometimes when we put on sexy things, we do feel good and we feel sexy because it feels nice when other people see us as sexy and treat us that way. But that's not all of it.
The point of being uncomfortable. Like if it becomes uncomfortable, but you're still doing it for the sake of I gotta self-care right.
Right.
I gotta do it right. I gotta do it right. I gotta wear the heels. I gotta wear the
Yeah.
space.
I used to watch
Sexy getting ready song. Same thing.
Yeah, when I used to watch when I was much younger, um, that old like What Not to Wear on TLC.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a lot of confusion about who I was at that time. And I just tried to follow their advice about like, well, if I wear these clothes, then I will feel better about myself. And then that will actually make me better or something. Um, and I think what it was just a version of masking. I think I was just being disingenuous because I was just hiding my actual style, um, my actual personality. And it may have made it easier for me to get along in life, but it did not make me feel happier or better about myself. It did not feel empowering. But it did make things smoother at times. So there was that trade-off. When my anxiety gets to be too much, where things start to be overwhelming for other reasons, it can be hard to access my sense of play. This helps. It's hard to feel super serious with no whimsy at all when your head is doing this thing up here. It's just too silly.
I have never heard that articulated, but that's something I struggle with too. And I think only very recently over the summer, I got these glow in the dark glasses, and people will ask about them, and I get to be filled with childlike delight and saying, "Hey, they glow in the dark."
It's pretty good. When I feel myself getting like pissy, I like to use the word pissy because it's really hard to stay pissy when you're saying the word pissy. Oh, and one of my favorite things is when I get into arguments and the realization that I might not be right, and there's the point where just the tip of like, oh, I could get really defensive about this, and I go, but I don't want to be wrong. I find that lets a lot of the pressure out somehow. Just that.
That's a great one. But hear me out. I don't want to be wrong.
I feel like you're the kind of person a girl could really settle down with someday.
What?
You're my hero, I believe in you. There's nothing you can't do. You make all the difference in the world to me.
Oh, so sweet.
No one has ever said anything like that about me. Do you mind if I keep it?
Not at all.
Bad idea.
Aww. But yeah, Valencia might find it.
Getting me hired at Aloha's and coming to this camp. You never tried to change me. You came here to empower some girls, but instead you empowered this goofball.
Is it ironic?
You're a grown-ass woman. He should have been kissing you on your mouth. Yeah. She's still thirsty, Josh.
They're a bunch of little Paulas.
Yeah, they are.
You know what? You don't have to stick around and help me clean up.
I was also the social director of my fraternity, so I also know that everyone leaves you with a wet bathroom.
How does it get so wet?
No one knows. Later, bro.
Daryl's face is so good.
Well, that felt nice.
I'm in. I commit to this movie.
Okay. But if we do this again, you can't be an idiot this time.
Come on, let's go.
No, 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 no.
You can't just show up with the book and say it's done.
Mm-mm. That's not doing the work. That's just getting the work.
How was your last trip to camp? Was it sad to say goodbye?
I don't know.
When did he move to New York in the timeline of all this? How long was he there? Is he back now? Is that weird?
I don't know.
I can't believe you're talking to me like this.
It's called empowerment.
Kiss on the cheek means.
What does it mean?
So curious.
It does?
What?
Female wage disparity needs to be rectified through congressional action.
Good boy.
That was a very strange ending.
It was a very strange ending. There's a lot to unpack in that particular snippet, but I'm not sure that they were trying to get that deep with it.
No.
They as in the writers. I'm thinking about how she brought the letter to engage with this ultra romantic version of herself when she was 16. But at the same time, she ends up having this breakthrough with actual 16-year-olds.
Mm-hmm. And I think part of that was her seeing them less as props in her big adventure to be the cool person giving a seminar. She wanted her like Dangerous Minds moment, right? Like Michelle Pfeiffer coming in to save all the disadvantaged kids. And they didn't want any part of that.
And it wasn't until she had a breakdown of sincerity.
Mm-hmm.
That they realized they were dealing with someone asking for help.
Mm-hmm.
And it pulled on their humanity.
I think there was an important step in there where it wasn't just her breaking down and crying and being vulnerable that got them to switch. That was a big part of it. That definitely shifted the momentum. You could feel the energy in that room change even through a screen.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until she brought up what she was suffering from, why she was feeling what she was feeling, that people were able to, those teenagers, who don't have a ton of experience, we're able to empathize with that and go, oh, I have had boy problems. I understand what that feels like. This is now a connection that we have that I understand. Sort of like when in media design we try to humanize our characters, we give them universal experiences, things like having your heart broken or losing a parent, things that maybe not everyone at this moment has experienced, but most people have some experience with, and can connect with and can feel that other person there instead of just sort of a zombie.
I mean, it sucks. It sucks when challenging and painful things happen, but it is such a connecting force.
If you allow it to be. Be easy to let pain and trauma be excuses to block off other parts of our lives and ourselves and our expressions and our ability to connect. And it takes effort and courage to move out of that. Put yourself first in a sexy way.
Only in a sexy way. That's what counts. Gross.
I mean, at the same time, I do want to go put on some like thigh highs and heels, right?
I got the dresses. I was surprised and delighted to see Daryl's surprise and delight at that kiss. That was sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, the two of them cleaning it up together. Adorable.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but
he's making friends. It's so cute.
Yeah, we'll see. We will see, and I'm really excited. I mean, like, my heart has trepidation over the different relationships. Like, oh, do I hope for too much? Do I hope for? But I don't know. I don't know what they have in common yet, other than protecting Veneer.
Well, they both like to work out.
Oh, right. They do like to work out. They were talking a lot on the beach, on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
That's cute.
Yeah.
And then Heather and Greg.
Heather and Greg.
Heather and Greg.
That was big of Greg. He figured it out. I don't know about big, but like, that was a big step for him. That's what I meant.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big step for Greg.
Yeah.
At the very least, he recognizes he needs therapy, even if he can't afford it right now. And he's taking some action to progress in his mental health.
Yes, even if therapy is currently out of reach. Yes. Ooh, I hope he sticks with it. Ooh, I hope this isn't just a one-off thing. Speaking of which, we're gonna see the therapist again, right? Or psychiatrist again? Or the weird amalgamation of whatever it is that one person was?
Do you want me to tell you?
Oh,
I'm just checking in about spoilers. Are you actually asking or are you rhetorical?
Yeah, are we gonna see that person again?
We will.
Okay. Okay. I was wondering if we were gonna follow up on that because yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely be discussing her more later, I think.
Okay. A kiss on the cheek could mean
everything. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you so much for your time. Glad that we're so happy that like other people are appreciating this so much because we are also appreciating this so much.
Having a few people.
And next episode. Oh no!
Uh-oh. What's next?
Episode 11. That text was not meant for Josh. No.
We've all been there.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I hope you have a great rest of your week. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah. And I hope you have a great rest of your week as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye. Did you know that the conductors are allowed to keep the horn on for 20 full seconds? Legally? Because we do.